I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everybody. We'll go into the board of minutes for October 24th.
We'll move to approve the board of minutes for October 24th.
So is choke cherry spelled correctly?
I don't know.
Looked like choke was maybe spelled wrong.
Let's see.
How it's spelled.
Huh? I don't know how it's spelled.
I don't know. Google it.
C-H-O-K-E.
C-H-O-K,
O-K-E.
O-K-E.
C-H-E. Yeah, C-H-E. not a-
CHOKE. Is that how it's spelled in there?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm pull it up.
Okay, I second it.
All in favor? Public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Oh.
All right, the first one from Brian Robbins, DNRC guy. He wants to talk about that school trust land between the airport and city park. Right, we'll have to get him on the agenda
He's coming in next week.
next week.
Mhm.
Okay. And then the next one from Doyle and Associates. Confirm understanding the terms and objectives of our engagement and the nature of limitations of the service we'll provide. Next one from Mako, and it's on the legal action in Supreme Court regarding mill levies. Yeah, the next one is from McKinsey on the consultant litigation notice administrator. Your political subdivision, you may be entitled to receive a payment and Boyd's class action set.
No, I sent it to Blaine. He said it's something we'll want to get on the agenda at some point here. He said
Any public comment on the correspondence? We'll go right into the public comments. Janine said that she talked to the electrician Finler and he's waiting on Dave to figure out the size of the wire or something and then they'll get that done. Don't.
Dave has to figure out the size of the water.
She said something about.
Well, I wouldn't know what Christian be at.
Yeah, talking about something like what she is. I don't think she just came in and said that. I thought that's all we was waiting on this last person. I don't know that.
What kind of heating element is gonna be in there?
Kind of like a heat tape. One of the bigger ones, there's kind of go like a snake through there is the way I understood it. It from here all the way down to the. So lays it in there, then you can take it out, clean it, and it fills in. You take a water hose, dry it in the spring and spray it down. That's the only thing I worry about, it filling up with sand and that.
Yeah.
How cold did you have it?
Good. Point.
It's cooler out here.
They come in, I go, man, it's way colder here than it was on my thing.
I put the screen on the Dalmatians.
When Vicky comes in later.
Did we send a bill to the Forest Service?
I have not been made aware of one going out yet for the gravel. Not that I'm aware of yet.
So. He said 600 yards and wouldn't be taking any more, so you could probably bill him for the 600 yards, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's what I thought. We were three people just
Yeah.
had shuttle.
Yeah.
Get that.
Yeah,
So we wrap it
so
up.
600 yards, they're done, they don't get another 100. Right?
I think that's what we agreed on.
You guys, you dressed up today.
We've got some Dalmatians here.
Oh.
You didn't address that?
I
Any public comment? And then we'll go ahead into the weekly report. Call. Got the gravel stuff. Thank you.
Yeah. I just. Showed you guys should all have that.
Yeah, where's the bus run between highways?
What's that?
Where's the bus run between highways?
Yeah,
Where-
oh, Rock Creek,
Oh,
down, you know, between the two highways there by the Rock Creek Ranch.
Hmm.
And. Where your secretary's is.
So what would we call that? That's,
How we just always called it the bus run.
oh, okay. But it's Rock Creek,
Upper Rock.
Yeah,
Upper
Upper
Rock.
Rock Creek. Between the two highways. I've never called anything but that before.
but we gotta be official.
That's the official that I know. But I would keep that separate from the regular Upper Rock Creek Road, you know, so then it's two different
I
roads.
mean, lower or.
But we have lower and then Upper Rock Creek by Marletto's and then,
Oh, I-
yeah, we just keep the bus run between the two. But it's all the same roads anyway. And then we're just doing some mechanicing and plowing a little bit of snow we can plow. But,
You got the sanders on,
oh yeah, they're putting the last one on right now,
cause it's pretty slick out there.
yeah. Yeah, now they're sanding everywhere that. Think sand, but
Yeah, the East Fork is. Well, I just happened to drive in. From houses on out, it's pretty slick.
I'm sure you had East Fork.
But I was gonna say the Middle Fork probably. Some corner to bend it.
Johnny's on the way out there right now, I just met him, but. Yeah. We got our pounder, got all that stuff,
Yeah.
gonna start putting that together. We got. Pounder and everything to run it, but the air compressor, the hoses, the bit, everything. For about $3,700.
Oh,
And. Normal wanted 5,600 just for the pounder. That's quite a savings. I don't know how their prices can be so different, but. Like they said, buy it because we can't get it. We bought it cheaper than they can buy it, what they told us.
crazy, ain't it? We have all the posts already, then we gotta get them. Yet.
They've got them there, or I just gotta get them, but I didn't pick them up until we actually had the stuff in hand. But. We'll get them pounded now, we got some pretty good weather, so we might as well do what we can do. Gotta build some kind of a swing frame for it. I haven't figured that out quite yet, what I'm gonna do there, but something,
Wing frame.
I just, some kind of a, cause it weighs 50 pounds. Just something to put in a stake pocket or whatever, so you can just swing it over. Just to kind of help you set it on there, you know? And then. Like Corey said, for the state, they just leave, there's so many chains, links, and then when it pounds down, the chain gets tight, then that's good. They just have a setup. So we'll do something similar to what they're doing. Then I'll go down and rent an air compressor from one of the metal companies. Other than that, oh yeah,
They got on here bridge on South Main and Drummond, that's just, I read that stuff with Gail Simmons.
Well, when she mentioned last week. When she was on, is that the bridge is fine. And wondering whether or not they could send that $190,000.
It says here it's 4.
Yeah, on the bridge report.
Is that the same bridge?
It says 4.
Did you get one of these?
Character road. 14.
Only got half in.
that's enough for the day.
So what's the Bear Creek one like? Because it's 4.
What's that?
The Bear Creek. It says 4.
Wow. Yeah.
So I had like the smaller one when I put together the packets and I was in a search for stuff and my link was broken and then I went back in a file search and found when I printed it from the link wasn't broken and that's where that one's from.
This, how much is? Yes, I believe.
So why do we have bridge on South Main and Drummond on the agenda?
Gail, you the mayor,
Are we making a decision whether or not to send the money back or have her send the money back?
read what she said,
Like this, where the Gold Coin Bridge is good, it's not good. But this is 5 years old too,
This is,
yeah, 2018,
That's our one from, that's the one Great West Engineering sent us
so I.
when we asked for that one.
Is it you?
Spring.
As far as I'm concerned,
yeah, I guess.
And then I have,
2018.
cause the cycle report that we have only had certain bridges on it that we got in. We got in like December of last year.
I mean, that one on Bear Creek is a big concrete bridge. I don't know why they would have 4 on that.
yeah, I don't understand where she says review presents startup requirements similar to the current Drummond wastewater upgrade project. Does this have something to do with that too? This grant, we don't want involved in that.
If you look at,
I don't understand. I mean, whose mic is off?
I don't know.
I want that flash. Cause she was just gonna give us an update on what was going on there, I thought, looking at that, wasn't better. Won't make much sense to me with it.
So on this second paragraph, it's just comparing. The bridge grant funds with. The current Drummond wastewater upgrade project. It's not, that's not really included in.
That's, I didn't know if she, both these had answered. Coming, I don't understand what their grant or what.
hey Chuck, did you notice on the far right, the inspection dates? on them bridges,
Yeah,
they're,
2011.
yeah,
They don't inspect them all every year, do
no,
they?
but I mean, these are, some of these are 2011.
Yeah,
I think that
Yeah,
ones that we've gotten a couple times, we've had them go look at.
okay,
These were just showing what bridges were and what they had, that's it.
cause the report I had from last year was like, the report I pulled didn't have any of those bridges on it, that's why I didn't include it.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Mayor and Drum.
Well, I think what she was saying, they didn't wanna give any of that, well, you want that back.
do you need a copy of it? No copy of
I
it.
haven't taken stuff yet.
Can you make him a copy of
You want
this?
me to email you that?
You would, she was. Gail was just saying last week that she couldn't get the ball rolling on them funds and was hoping that you guys could help get that moving.
So she pretty much, well, from what I understand of the conversation, she thought because they said the bridge was okay. And that she was gonna get with Fitzpatrick to see and whether or not they should be sending those funds back, because they're not gonna need them. Because we can't use any of those funds, they are strictly for the bridge, and the bridge is fine, so I don't know why they even got funds if the bridge is fine.
I had Bill Phelan look at that bridge last year. And he said that in his opinion, the bridge is fine, but it could use redecking. You know, at some point, but as far as the structure of it, in his opinion, it was fine,
So could you use the 190,000 to do,
it wouldn't take that
oh,
to redo that.
so can we use some of it and then send the rest back?
I don't know how the thing works.
I mean, is it
Yeah, I
something we
don't know
can,
how that works
yeah,
either.
that would be something if we could use it to do what it needs.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to find out.
And if we're taking it over, we might as well, and that's hanging there, we might as well try and use it,
Yeah.
we could use and have somebody do it and. It would cost 30, whatever, at least if we could use that,
what kind of deck is it?
wood.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out if we can,
So
even if we're gonna get it or not, we don't even know if we're getting it. That's the whole thing.
how would we go about doing that?
Well, I guess you gotta talk to this Lindsay lady.
So this is funded through the town of Drummond. So therefore, would the mayor be the one that would follow through to see if we can use those funds to do the, is it what, decking?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think Blaine was gonna help her,
Okay,
and what I got last week.
yeah,
If she's just not getting any answers. And
that's why you wanted to talk to Big Traffic, right? So.
do they have the funds or they, no?
I don't think they have.
They haven't gotten
They
it.
haven't got a response.
They haven't
I thought they have.
Uh-uh. That's the thing, and we don't, what's entail of this grant, we don't even know what you can or can't do, I mean, they hand us some money and then we'll go do something. I guess.
yeah,
Anyway, Blaine needs to talk to her and we'll find out in this Lindsay Seabreeze or whatever.
Can't Blaine get a hold of Fitzpatrick and see if we could transfer it to us? Unfortunately,
I would think that's what would have to happen.
I think in a situation like that, what would happen would be the town of Drummond would receive the funds and they would pay to have it done, and if, who would do it? We'd get
Contractor.
contractor. So that would be the town of Drummond. So it's in their court now, so to speak, ball court.
but can they do it if it's our break?
That's
our
the-
bridge.
That's the thing, using that money, city gets the money and then you put it to the county. I
Okay.
don't know
There
how
was some law or something that we own all bridges.
This is one of the deals that would have been better off, we're gonna go for, we'd have done it ourselves and tried to apply for the grant than have, trying to, we're the middle person.
Okay,
I think if I get Blaine on it.
Yeah.
Call
Yeah.
somebody.
So does this need to be on the agenda next week
You think we better than try
Yeah.
to figure out what.
and get it figured out?
Yeah. Get it back on to next week.
And then,
Cause if it's like up to 109,000 maybe. Then we can show what it would cost to do the decking and get that.
Maybe a guy could ask around a little bit and see too, but like this, so we have kind of an idea,
Yes.
not a guaranteed price, but just so we kind of know how much it's gonna cost to deck it, and. We can ask, well, we need 50,000 of it just for this, and
only guy I know is him, Dale. I mean, he's a professional, that's what he did for a living, you know,
yeah, he does a good job.
and he, well, how when we did the bridge on Rock Creek, he was the one that he put the bid in. So,
Maybe we could ask him, just see, just throw this
Yeah.
and what it might cost, that way we have an idea. Alrighty, we'll move on to.
one more thing, as long as we're on the bridges, that Shane Stack called me from the state yesterday. And they got a bridge deal going on down by Rock Creek. And I just got a message and I couldn't get a hold of them, so I'll get a hold of them today, but. They gotta do some repair on that, and they wanna know if the county would partner on that and help pay for some of that. On that bridge, because a lot of Granite County residents come across that, but. It's not our bridge. You know,
Who was asking if we'd partner?
the state,
The state? Because Granite County residents cross it?
yeah.
No.
I knew the answer, but I needed to hear it.
No, yeah, enough of our own to worry about, yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to anything going on solid waste.
No,
Any public comment?
Do we still have the money in there for building those wash places? Wash buildings?
yeah. Supposed to be,
Yeah, in the,
Should we get going on it?
well, I'm waiting for them to start digging now, we got the well in, you know. And one with really good water there, so that's good. And hopefully Doug's gonna start digging soon. And we're gonna, our plan was to, my plan anyway, was to put a hydrant right by the well. And then go over kind of toward the middle of the dumpsters and put another hydrant in there. And then go back to the, where the building is, where the bathroom's gonna be on, it's gonna be on the west side of the building now. And have another hydrant there where it goes into the building, so that'd give you 3 hoses you could hook up, you know. And as long as we're digging it, we just will have put some water hydrants in.
so
And
you think we need 3?
why not? You know, definitely want one right by the well. And then you, if you're gonna have a dumpster fire, you might as well have one that could be easy, handy. by
So
the
as a
dumpster.
safety issue, you're saying
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
How big a hydrant?
oh, just a water hydrant,
Just
a garden hose, not a fire hydrant, just
So where it would reach like the burn pile? Down far away from us.
well, some hose, yeah.
yeah, they just have to carry hose up, I mean, just like garden hose hydrant, you know, not a,
One in Broadway,
yeah.
okay, might as well, huh? All right, anything else?
No.
Well, I guess we can, we can move on to the RAP grant for maintenance on Lake Shore Road.
I never heard back from anybody from the Forest Service last week. In kind of going back and rereading through my email correspondence back and forth with them. Sarah kind of echoed the, excuse me, the same sentiments as Cameron, saying that if we were to move forward with a RAC grant, that we should focus on applying for a RAC grant just to support maintenance efforts on Lake Shore Road. But if we wanted to actually do a project on Lake Shore Road, that we should be pursuing a FLAP grant.
True. all we want is maintenance. So we can maintain it. Right,
Yeah. Allow it, not delay it once in a while.
Yeah, well,
so where are they? That's what we want to see going.
And what condition is it in right now? Really bad?
no, and it'll be fine for the winter. Cause it just turns into kind of an ice road, you know. But in the spring, it's plan on it being a whole shit show all over again, just like it was this spring. And
That place had potholes on it this deep, I swear they're this deep.
they're terrible.
Yeah, I mean, one right after another, we went through like 1 mile an hour, yeah. They're really going.
So, okay. So that I understand this, the Forest Service is pretty much saying that we maintain it, we have to pay for the. It's their road, right?
It's their road. Yeah,
So
we maintain it.
it. And so we have to make sure that materials get on it.
Well, we wanted to put some gravel on it so we could have something to blade. And
Yeah.
it would dry out quicker than the mud it is now.
Yeah.
And so we wanted the rack money to do, you know, get some surfacing on it, get some gravel. And they don't wanna do it. It's like,
Sounds to me like they wanna do it, put it towards something else. Why wouldn't we, if they want the roads? That money, yeah, we could buy some gravel, put it on.
Right. That's a neat that.
So right now, come spring, it's gonna need gravel. And we-
Absolutely.
yeah, and so. It's our obligation to put the gravel, or do we, it's not our obligation. to put the gravel?
no. The agreement was just that we maintain it. But you can't maintain it properly the way it is. So we want to put some gravel on it so we can maintain it.
And so the only way we could do that was to try to apply for a rack.
Right, well, that flap thing, but that, I don't know where that was. I mean, we were recommended to drop it. That's the way I remember that. Because we would had to come up with $400,000 as a matching fund, and we were gonna do that.
You know,
And so they said if you dropped it, then we can bring it up later and we would know, we wouldn't have it. There wouldn't be a matching fund. So we naturally did that.
And so now they don't want.
And now
to.
they're blaming us
They're
for
saying
dropping
no.
the flap.
And they're saying, and that's when the email came from, it was our fault, and we were the ones that pulled out. Which it was on their suggestion.
hard to put a bunch of money in, it's not our road, and you think they help.
So in looking at it that way, come spring, can we say, okay, you guys need to give us gravel? We'll put it down.
You can say it, but it's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen, no,
Well,
because they're gonna say,
even-
we don't have any money.
Even so, can, maybe we can say we need gravel and go to our congressman or something and say the Forest Service won't give it to us.
That's where people need to be going. They need to be writing the congressmen and the senators and saying, hey, look what's going on out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
You know, it's their road.
Yeah, they gotta throw, yeah.
And we were just trying to compromise and please
Yeah.
everybody. By maintaining it, same thing with the speed bumps, we were just trying to
Make it work,
make it work.
trying to help out and be the good person, and then now they're throwing it back, or it's our.
Yeah,
They're gonna be back in here in the spring. Over that too. You know,
so the idea was to get the rack money. And get some surfacing on it, not redo the whole road, just get some surfacing on that mile, what is it? A mile,
a couple of them. For something.
mile and a half, something like that.
because initially, if I'm not mistaken, they wanted to redo the whole road, right?
Right, that's a
That
flat.
was, and
That
that's
was
a
a
gone
flat-
deal,
the
and that
flat.
was where we were getting the money and blah, blah, blah. And then they suggested that, I just wanna understand this, they suggested
They're fine.
that, because it was gonna be $400,000 more,
Mhm.
is that, and they are the ones that sat here and said, and applied for the rack grant come fall,
Yeah.
and that's. We put it and we flagged it to do that, and now they won't. So
It's
probably need documentation on that going forward. Compile just exactly from the minutes, right?
Well, the people that live on it, they're needing now to step up and go after the congressman and that.
Yeah.
Don't just start hounding on them. We try to do and try to get help, and they're just ignoring us.
So come spring, I guess we'll howl.
We just keep maintaining it right now.
That's all we can do, I mean, and they're not to maintain, that's the problem,
In the spring, it was muddy and wet. You
Yeah.
Remember, it's so wet,
yeah.
they couldn't get up there to blade it.
Yeah.
And there was other roads that dried out, so they're complaining, well, you're doing the East Fork Road, well, the East Fork Road dried out, I mean,
Right,
to where you could work it.
right, that's all you can do anyways, hit the roads that dry out,
Mhm.
and every year's different, And with that flat seed, that money is supposed to go there, then the roads are gonna get completely redone. And then it was gonna be turned over to the county road and the Forest Service was gonna be out of it.
Yeah.
That's how that was.
Yeah.
But now the black's gone,
Yeah.
so now we're back to, or they're back to square one. They need to step up and say, well. The people up there need to push on them. We tried and tried.
And they're gonna be back for the speed bumps, for the lights and all that shit. And it's all on that Forest Service road, I mean. Our hands are tied there, we gotta say no.
Yeah.
Well, we tried to put them signs up, remember, and they said no.
Yeah, they stood right here. and said, We have to
So-
study that and go back to. All that, and they.
Those calls need,
That's when Blaine told me this. So,
Okay,
it's
so
back in their ballpark now.
those phone calls started coming in, they just need to be. Sent to Forest Service.
Forest Service been contacting their congressman. Something, we all need to like get together and say, hey, Forest Service,
Maybe we should write to Congressman.
Yeah.
As the county.
I think we should.
Yeah.
I really do, I think we need to probably,
Yeah, just state the case and say, hey, we were trying to.
yeah,
Get along and maintain it and
Yeah, write a good letter and send it to them.
Well, it came from you guys, it'd probably get read,
maybe
maybe.
the last one did.
Just a thought.
well, they always keep saying, hey, call us if you need something, we're there to help you, so let's just call them. What was that guy's name?
Shabu or Eds from Tester's office.
So I guess
Who
we
were
need
the
to
reps
search.
for the other ones, do you know?
Go through the
Sharon Parks
agendas,
Banda is
search.
for Dane's office.
Actually, the discussion.
Did I get their
recordings,
addresses?
we got the recordings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'll get them for you. I think they're in my phone. I'll send them to you. Yeah.
I'll let them.
Yeah, like Blanche was saying, go back and go through what they said and that. And put that in there.
Yeah.
So they know that we're not just trying to blow smoke. We can go back and maybe get a letter drafted up for next week and we can sign it and send it to them. Never want to wake up, this is what's going on.
Just keep sending the same letter every week.
Like, we don't
Well,
want,
the, what?
don't want this, that, no, because then next thing you know, it'll be spring and then we're up, like I said, there it comes.
Yeah, I didn't know how it's gonna be. It'll be worse than it was this spring.
Yeah, if we can get a letter drafted up, kind of a nasty one that's sending that, we gotta get this, something's gotta get done and. Next week, put it on the agenda and sign it and send it. To them. Is that good with you guys?
Yeah.
Alrighty, any public comment on that? Being none, I guess we'll move on to the solid waste report. Or the
Where's Blaine?
He's had to take his kid, he's going on a mission with family. They had to take him to the airport, so he's not here, but if we needed to call him, we could.
I think we passed this to the point of, we finally got it.
So he changed what we talked about last week.
Yes. Yep, and the changes are all highlighted in there. Commissioner Adler has a copy without highlights for signature. If you guys are ready to sign it.
If you want, the first one would be the resolution 2023-15.
Oh, no, that's for later in the day.
So after you look at it, I'd entertain a motion on accepting this.
And I did let Granite Disposal, Rick Robinson know that you guys were looking at finalizing the policy today, so if he had any interest in that to come in. Thank you.
I'm going to bed, come up here, go Saturday, if I want to do.
say that again.
I'll have one of my guys come up here, throw some sand out here tomorrow morning. When there's no cars.
It's getting icy and I'll try to get all over Kessler, see what the holdup is and gotta kind of get, cause it's building up underneath that pit, it's gonna be a mess. There it is.
Yeah.
So on this solid waste thing, does Granite Disposal understand that? He'll be going on how many units that he actually has in his fund, which would be from all his co-op members. And that if he goes over, then it's his responsibility to pay the overage.
He agreed standing here on that. I don't know if he understood, I can't speak for him and he's not on today, I don't know if we need Scott talk to him or not.
I know he's been talking to Blaine back and forth, cause I know you guys gave Blaine permission to help him develop some language for his customers. So I know that they've been speaking back and forth. So I would think Blaine has explained some of that to him, but I.
Well, I'm sure he's got, yes.
So would this go into effect today? So that would mean that the dump attendants would need to have their list of the Granite Disposal customers that if they should come in, that they have to pay as you go,
Yes,
effective today.
You wouldn't have to pay as you go.
Yes,
I thought it started the first of the year. I don't know.
well, that's what I'm
I
asking,
don't know why I think that, but I.
and I think that's a
thought
good
I heard
idea.
that or-
Then we can get everybody on the same page and he can notify his customers. See, what's happening is he gets all the customers'
Mhm.
units. Then if he goes over, when he goes into the scale and he's over with all those units, then he has to pay the overage fee. But it's the agreement with him and his customers that they no longer can just pay him after he has their units and then go to the dump. It's pay as you go when they go to the dump. His
That's gonna be a
customers.
war.
Hmm?
That's gonna wind up being a war.
Well, that's gonna happen. That's what the way it is.
Yeah, no, I understand that, I
Yeah.
understand. Only reason I say that is, we don't have. Go through hardly any garbage, just for example, myself. And. So over the weekend, we hauled some stuff up there to pick up. And I get how that's gotta happen, because there's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
But you got a guy that, they haul the garbage and it's, but I guess it's their op, they don't have to have him haul it either.
Absolutely,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, no, I get that.
yeah.
They don't
And
have
that's
to have it.
because they, as a co-op, have given him their units.
Yeah.
So they don't have any. He has them all. And so it would have to be to the agreement of his co-op people
Sure,
to do that, or they're gonna have to haul their own garbage.
right.
Because they gave him their units.
Well, a
willingly.
lot of that stuff would be double and triple.
Yeah,
That should make quite a bit of difference on the
That's why we,
paycheck next
Yeah.
year.
cause it hasn't came up and showed that when just getting done, we have no food.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
so I guess you're right in saying the first of the year. I would say the first of the year, because then we need to notify Granite Disposal that, hey, this is the deal. You need to notify your people to see if they're willing
I
to do
guess
this co-op.
I misunderstood that, I meant, is this getting signed today?
Okay.
That's what I meant, yeah, we're signing, we're gonna
Okay.
adopt it, sign it today, but yeah, it is the first of the year, to give him time so he can work with people.
Yeah.
I misunderstood you.
And they need to understand that. Do you get your garbage hauled by him?
I do.
So. Next time you have like tons of it, just say, here, take this, I paid my. garbage."
I'm not taking some back. Well, I had to do that today, 'cause Kim's gone. That's her job.
So.
That might not be true. but-
Yeah. Okay, so we're understanding with this. Okay, then I'll make a motion that we sign.
Is that what this says?
That's not what this says.
What I read, yeah,
Did you, is that how you read it?
yeah,
The way I read it,
it's kind of hard to do that.
Okay, so to be a member, it said, well,
I get what else.
I don't know. if Person or entity or have a tax payer
I
ID.
get them letter.
So he's not gonna take any customers that don't have a tax ID number. Is what's this saying, is right?
Like
He's not supposed to have customers that don't have a tax ID number.
like Paul was saying that. It better get out to people, but that's why he's talking to Blaine, so he can give them letters. His customers, that's up to him, we go.
It'll fall back on you guys if he doesn't.
Yeah, well, Blaine is working with, him, so he's supposed, that's why we're giving him till the first
Well,
of the year.
and this is what he initially first said, is when he first came in here and said, well, he has all his customers' units.
Right, I was sitting in here when
Yeah.
he said that.
And
So it's up to him now to tell his customers, cause we don't know which ones are his or not, so I mean, that's why we told him, we gotta get him letters, let him know what's going on. And that's
So-
what you figured that Blaine and him were talking about, Tilly?
Yes, Blaine, I believe, has been working on some contract language for him to use with his customers.
so is this something that we should sign today then? Okay, this is what we're saying, okay. I make a motion that. We. Sign the Granite County Solid Waste Policy Update.
I second this.
Public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye. And this won't go into effect till January 1.
Yeah.
Does that
That
have to
gives
be
them
in the,
time, yeah, to get the letters and stuff to everybody.
does that have to be in the motion?
I have it reflected in the minutes, so I think you're. You're good, and then you have the one for signature, right, without any highlights? Yep, you have the one for signature.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Carry that.
So, yeah, and the customers need to understand that those units are his now, they don't have any,
Right,
so it's pay as you go if they want to.
but anyway, what the hell is only fair?
Yeah.
We just have to figure something out, and we keep going
Yeah.
further and further. That was just eating us alive.
I don't know if anything has to be maybe put in the paper, this is the way it's gonna be on January 1st.
That's a good idea.
I think it's up to him.
Yeah,
Like, oh, we don't know who his people are unless we go back in there and we got, and he knows how much garbage each one's, cause he can give a heads up, that's what he's saying, that he'll talk to his people. That's why I thought he might be here today.
so yeah, so that would be his obligation to notify his people. His customers that. Their units are now his. And then if they go to the dump, they have to pay as you go, or he picks it up.
Could we put something in the paper stating that?
We should give him a heads up, but I mean. We gotta make sure that he gets.
I
there.
think we should too, because. Just to cover
Yeah,
us.
some kind of notice effective January 1.
Said, it's coming back on us, it,
Yeah, I would definitely
Yeah.
put something there. That way everybody's,
Yeah, notice effective January 1 that any customers of Granite Disposal, their units now belong to Granite Disposal and they would have to pay as you
Well,
go.
they always have, I wouldn't say now.
Yeah.
Cause then they think we're changing something, well, we are,
Okay.
not that.
Yeah, it was supposed to, be that.
they add in all your units are. Granite disposal, you gotta pay as you go or something.
When do you want me to notice this, or for how long do you want me to notice this in the paper? Do you want me to start noticing this in November and do it every week until January, or do you want me to start doing it in December and just do it every week till January, or?
Well, I think get one in right away and then see what the reason. Long
You know,
as
see how many
it's-
people show up.
Okay,
But at least this way, get, at least give them a heads up.
Wow.
alright,
So should we, I would think maybe just run it in December,
Yeah,
run it in the month of December.
isn't that good?
I
Yeah.
don't know, I'd run
Would you, or do you do it from November and December? 2
them,
months?
I'd do it right away.
Okay,
okay,
just run it continually,
okay.
Until the first of the year.
yeah, till the first of the year,
Okay,
and then if someone. And maybe put it on the website too,
I can do that.
not maybe, but how about let's put it on the website?
Alrighty. Yes. moving on. Into the damn tender, Jared, forgot to drop it off this morning is, but he'll drop it off this afternoon, I said that's.
Thanks,
fine.
Paul.
Yep, thanks, we'll see you later.
And then the lake's that
See you guys.
Bye.
64,2886 came up, it's 7.68,
What?
it came up,
Yeah, can we drop it down? Yeah. How much?
it's up to 768, and last week it was at 8684. You guys it or what?
I think we have to, and then,
Yeah, it was stuck right now.
later, like in December or something, if it gets rolled, let more out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to let more out sometime, because we're gonna have to get down to 12 weeks. I'll make a motion to stay where we are.
I'll second it.
Public comment? Anything on favor?
Aye.
Whoops, we're just way ahead.
Sorry.
We have all our safety stuff in from everyone.
There's a couple. I have to grab them from 2 offices, but that's. It's for the website. It's for the website. I'll talk to him later.
Thanks for your help.
I thought maybe he'd come in, Robinson, knowing that we're changing the policies, I thought he'd be here.
You mentioned one time getting a hold of Grizzly disposal,
Yeah,
think we should do that.
I think we should, cause it's gonna be coming up pretty soon. I can't remember when our contract was, I wanna go find out, see
Yeah.
what they say.
So Grizzly Disposal. Would come and pick it up and take it to Missoula.
That's what they've been doing.
Huh?
Alright, right
Now we have, who do we have?
Allied.
Allied?
So I guess we just see what they,
Yeah,
tell us
Yeah.
or see what they could offer.
When's our contract up?
I'd have to look, I think
is
it's,
it January? Or is it in August?
August.
So, yeah, we could start looking right now to see if we can get it.
I think if we call them and find out what they can
August.
offer, it can't hurt, cause you can remember paying something like $20,000 a month, just
yeah,
for tip, for them to come to get it. So maybe they can make this a heck of a deal. They're doing it all around. I seen going to Deer Lodge and Helen, I don't know how they do it. Their trucks are up and down the highway big time.
So they're out of Missoula.
Mhm. They're based out of the old pulp mill out there by Bridgetown. There are a bunch of trucks and parked there. I'm gonna look, see where they're set up at. I had their number wrote down, it's 501-7141 or something like that. We need to call them and find, see if they give us a.
Okay.
I asked Paul, I sent him a text to ask about that rock, I forgot to ask him about the rock for the dam. He said Thursday, storm hit, but absolutely have it done Thursday. And then he said, will you please tell him I split the crew? Meaning they're working all week long, so
Yeah.
some of them are.
Yeah.
Whatever, he split them, so we have guys out 5 days.
who's this? Who are you talking about?
The crew, the road crew, they're out 5 days a week, they've been, okay with him, but he split them up, so there's always somebody there with the buses. He meant to tell us, we forgot, so. Snow is really going down there, up here, it's not moving much.
It's frozen up
Down
here.
there, the hills are all melted out already. It
Yeah,
was
went to
32 there yesterday,
Went to Missoula yesterday, wasn't it?
no, it was 32 degrees down there yesterday.
How much snow did you get down there?
In Maxville, I got over a foot.
Yeah, I did too.
To go park my car down there and get my wheel wells melted down.
Yeah, it's not gonna thaw.
I have it parked Sunside.
Well, we're a little bit ahead. Do you wanna have that, or talk about this advertising? For appointment of intern Grant County Treasurer, do we have to keep coming in?
I know she wanted to, she has
I know we're a little bit early, but
questions and things. Robert,
So like she was saying that she's gonna be done on her birthday, when's her birthday? In February.
and
So,
cause she said something about don't forget it's leap year.
Yeah,
Wasn't that?
yep, it's the day before is her birthday,
28,
28th, I think she said.
something to do there.
Yeah,
not a leap
yep.
day,
So
she wasn't born on the 29th.
she's coming.
have Have you seen her yet?
Yeah. Going into the-
Have you?
Get ready. She looks pretty fantastic.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this around. For when she walks in, see if she's on the screen. Can you see her? She's on the screen.
Almost.
There we go.
Yeah.
All the people got to see.
Oh, all the people up there and show herself off a little bit.
No, I don't want to.
Are you?
Oh,
Put your little knees together.
There, I'm crossing my legs.
Okay.
Okay, I don't want It's okay, go ahead.
Alrighty, well, anyway. We're talking about the appointment of an interim Granite County treasurer.
I do have
Advertising.
advertising, yeah, cause Blaine isn't here this morning.
Huh?
I thought he was gonna have like a. Kind of a base advertisement.
no, not yet. We had to run to the airport this
Okay.
morning. He'll be back.
I
this
do have,
afternoon.
I do have a couple questions. So when would this person be appointed?
March 1st,
Okay,
your birthday's when? 28th.
yeah. So then they would, that would be when they were appointed and when they started?
Yes.
Okay. And, the closing date for the applicants, do you have any of that? Figured out yet?
I don't know if you can put a closing date because anybody can file.
That's true.
And I don't
So-
know how that works.
Yeah, I think mainly what we need to do is put it out there
Okay,
that, you're retiring and
If you're willing, or if somebody wants to.
that to finish your term, they will have to be appointed by the commission.
right. So they have
Be
to
March
submit a,
1st,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and so
Okay.
they would have to submit a resume and a cover letter. And then somewhere in there, then you have to put in that they also will have to run.
So they'll have to,
I mean, yeah, well, they could choose not to, but why would they? Like you said before, why would they do that?
well, this is to appoint them, they need to understand that they do have to run if they want the position, because anybody can run against it.
Yeah,
And in that situation, maybe your deputy decided that, hey, wait a minute, maybe I will file.
yeah, you never know.
You never know. I mean, this is,
Yeah, that was the only questions I had, was just those, when would they be?
I guess that they have to understand that because you're retiring in the middle of your term, that the person that appoints has to file to finish your term in 24. I mean, they have to if they want it, or somebody else can file and out they go. January 1st.
January 1st.
I mean, this is something that they can't just decide, you can appoint me until I only want it till January 1st. So it.
Yeah.
I don't know, can you require, they must file if they want the position,
That's what I think
Yeah.
too, they have to,
Then it's like, don't they have to?
they have to file.
yeah, cause you're.
If we appoint them, they must file for the position to finish your term.
So they have to file before they start.
Yeah.
So that like January 1st or the 15th through March 15th of 24 is when you can file. Filing date is open.
Yeah, for those 60 days.
Yeah, you've got January, February, yeah, March.
Okay.
So you've got what? Is it 30?
60 days,
60,
is
yeah.
it 60 days? Okay.
So I don't know, I guess we. You would probably want to put it in the paper. When, do we want to get something from Blaine to be I think he said, he kind of said he was gonna write up what the ad needed to say, and then we've got,
To have that code.
the codes. For treasurers, but they can come and pick those up. They can have them available for them to pick up if they wanna look at the duties of the treasurer,
And then so a guy wants to put it out right away so people can start
yeah.
looking and going. I think. Get started on, don't we?
So you got.
Yeah, wait till the last minute.
Yeah, don't be too much, yeah. Yeah, cause somewhere in there you'll have to have interviews too, so. And then that's the thing, being appointed doesn't necessarily mean that somebody isn't gonna file against them.
Yeah.
Crewella, I think it's. Okay, so that, I was just had a couple questions, so, so we'll wait to see if Blaine will make up an ad for us.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
we can put it out next week.
Yeah.
If he's gone, he'll be back tomorrow, but we can pass it on to him, and then next week we can look at it and go over it.
Yeah.
And put it
Okay.
on the agenda again
Okay.
and accept it. Is that good with you guys?
Yeah. Okay,
Any public comment on this? Okay, we can move on then.
good.
Sounds good.
so we're gonna get all the email addresses too, right? For the county employees.
Yeah,
And everybody.
we can do that. And Donovan is coming in. So. For your next one at 10:30.
Was this Don Jones guy coming in?
Yes, and so did you? Maybe you didn't see, so Donovan Jones, he has been working a lot with Ernie
Okay.
Folk on the airport board. Over the last, I would say probably 6 months or so, they've been working really closely. Ernie Folk is not going to be renewing his term on the airport board. And Donovan Jones, I believe, is going to be taking over for him as chair. So. They're kind of passing off things.
Yeah, I passed it on to them, so they said good. Yeah, I forgot to ask you about the gravel. I figured there was too much snow or rock. I figured there was too much snow, but it breaks a little bit, just so we can get this stuff done. Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye.
He'll take a load up there and then take the skids up there and spread it out. Up to dam Thursday, so hopefully the weather. That's all we got left to do, right?
I'm sorry, what I was reading something.
On the dam stuff and the work,
Yes, the gravel,
designer, gates,
gravel.
ground, he'll do that.
Yeah,
Thursday.
and then we're working on the, Jackie and I are working on public safety plan with Jeremiah, and then we have some other things to file this year, but.
Was there something that he mentioned about painting? I might think it's something else.
We had talked about, I don't remember
Touch up or
if
something.
that was with Kareem or before he got there, but we did talk about, and we can incorporate that stuff all into our kind of proposal. Jeremiah had a way of kind of presenting it to FERC and saying, this is what we want to do, and before doing it kind of a thing, in case their comments are, do it this way. But yeah, kind of repainting some of the stuff up there.
I just wanna make sure we get that stuff we told
Yeah.
to get done. And then
Yeah, but I think that we can incorporate it into our safety plan.
Going back, that grant, still got on that grant. That
Which
the
one?
cities applied for.
Oh, the,
I was reading it again, I just can't quite. I guess we really gotta talk to them, and see if we can even use it, being the city applied. Right, and that's kind of what we're trying to figure out, but they haven't even got it, haven't got nothing back.
for the decking, to do the decking,
Yeah,
but it's for that bridge.
right, but we don't even know. Obviously, she hadn't heard nothing back, so I mean, we're kind of.
Well, why can't we just have the city do it?
I don't know, they don't have no, but
Hmm?
they only have one guy.
It's not their bridge.
No, I mean, put the contract out,
Oh,
contracted how to.
Contract the city to do it. Pay
No,
themselves.
it's our bridge. Can't do it.
that's why I'm trying to figure out how this grant. If, how could they even apply for the grant, being it's not their bridge? I guess I can't figure out. I
They
mean,
didn't-
maybe that's the.
They didn't know it was our bridge when they applied for it.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. And then somebody found a law that said that all the bridges within the town or within the county are counties. Is that the way it went?
Yeah, and that section of road
On the south.
belongs to the county as well for maintenance, and so, but they'd already been awarded that grant money, but Department of Commerce isn't getting back to them for the pass-through on how it will pass through to the county, or how they can transfer that to the county now that they
That's-
understand it's not
that's
their
why-
jurisdiction.
Don't understand. I mean, they applied for it when they didn't know it was a bridge. Then now they found out it is theirs. Maybe that's the whole. Maybe that's why they're not, they're like. You're applying for it, but it's not your bridge. That's why I don't understand how that worked.
I don't know, and I know John Fitzpatrick was heavily involved with them getting the funding. He lobbied for it, if I recall, so I think,
That's just some of the questions next week we can ask and
Yeah.
figure out what's. And I guess maybe we get a comment back from that Fitzpatrick, see what he's found out.
yeah,
Maybe he could zoom in or something, let us know what they told him. Where's he live? The Anaconda?
I think so.
Who?
Fitzpatrick.
Up in the way.
Oh, he does. Maybe he, yeah, if he knows anything, he could zoom in or come in and give us a little what he's found out too, so well, I just know it's kind of creepy the way.
I have some notes on your 11 o'clock. Do you want me to wait till your 11 o'clock to tell you, or do you want me to tell you now? For your easement on Northwestern Energy from Mackenzie Court.
Is he coming in?
So I just heard from him, so. The draft easement that you guys have. Was one that was edited to add the language you wanted. And then it was taken back to Northwestern Energy, and I guess today Northwestern Energy is saying they won't accept that easement back with changed language. It has to be their regular form easement. But if the county has stipulations for that property, is what Northwestern Energy is suggesting, is for the county to create a document between him and you, separate from their easement. So he wants to know whether or not you would like him to come in, and I said likely, not likely he would work with a document like that with
Okay,
Blaine.
so the only thing about that, if
Yeah.
it's not connected with an easement, is if anybody's gonna find it. When they go into their clerk recorder's office and they're searching. So, because they're not gonna see it, and why can't we? Attach to the easement itself? Because a separate document is not gonna be found, is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
When you go to search, unless we call it easement conditions on, but it has to be called an easement.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that would be worded correctly. That would be something we have to talk to Blaine about. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you go and you do a
Absolutely.
search, you're gonna be looking at easements and that's gonna pop up. But the separate document
Well,
won't.
Can you refer to the second document on the first document? So put a
You
little
can
sentence on
refer
there
to
that-
it, but going to search for it, you're not gonna find it. You know what I mean?
I don't
doing
know.
the search.
You know what you mean, I don't know.
Why can't they put it in with it so it stays with it? I don't understand. I know what
Well,
you're
they're
saying.
saying we can't, but we need to get,
Oh,
Blaine's opinion on that.
okay, so
This thing's been, I don't
Table.
know, I've had really bad thoughts on, or there's something that I don't like this. There's something,
I got the same thing.
there's some weird feeling. I probably won't go for it.
So if
I got the same feeling you got.
if Northwestern Energy will not put our language in their conditions, then I don't think there's any, I think that maybe we can't give the easement. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm looking at, cause now all of a sudden they're saying, well, you know, like last week when you brought it in. It was a whole different set thing. Now I took it back. Now they're saying, yeah, they're not gonna accept this and that. Well, we're sitting here. Being the people that are letting them come off of there to do it to some, but we want restrictions on, but they're telling us we can't. Is what the way I don't know,
Well, the whole thing's got me, just leery of it.
I guess we'll talk at the time we're supposed to be talking. Which
okay,
is what?
so I'll just
well, he called in, so I guess. I'll just-
text me, so
Yeah, he don't feel like.
Just like put it off again and talk to Wayne.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
better have to leave. On this, but.
I'll let him know not to come in then and
Yeah,
hold
we
off,
talked.
and I'll reschedule and,
We'll put it on for next week.
Okay.
Same thing again, but it just. Yeah, there's a lot to this that I.
And it's
Everybody
Granite County that's
donation.
given the easement, so Granite, yep,
Why is it?
Everybody.
Hey,
Everybody, there's a bunch of donations. on it.
it's Granite County that's given the easement, and Granite County should be able to put their language in an easement.
Well, that's
We're
what
the
I-
one giving the easement.
yeah, I don't know.
And if they're saying no, then we won't do the easement.
Well, that's pretty much the way I'm reading it, is, man, they're telling us
Yeah.
no. They keep saying no, and that's like last week, then it was supposed to have them stipulations in there, well, they're not putting them
Yeah,
in.
where did they get the authority to tell us we can't have a stipulation?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's not.
There's, oh, Donovan Jones is just jumping on. He is gonna be on Zoom today, I guess. Donovan,
You can go ahead and put him on, like, we can jump ahead to this one, he's on already.
Donovan Jones is airport.
Oh. I got mixed up. I got mixed up.
No, you're okay.
Alright.
This is where we go make co-host.
Okay,
So, you go ahead and go on. Yes, Donovan. Donovan, airport, okay. Donovan Jones, airport guy is on.
Yeah.
Well, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
We're a little bit early, but we'll go ahead and jump into this so we can figure out what's going on, and you're the new guy, huh?
I'm the new guy, yeah, apparently so. Yeah, happy to help here wherever I can. So today we wanted to talk about the AIP grant oversight risk assessment. This form was filled out by the county 3 years ago in this exact fashion. So it was presented back to us with the same boxes checked. So we need to get this signed and sent back by today, I guess, is the deadline. So that is the request, so that we can continue with our airport improvement plan.
Okay, so it's nothing's changed, right?
That's correct. And there is, so when you review this, I mean, I don't know on the county side if anything's changed, but basically the last box on every one of these asks that question: has any of the county processes changed in the last 3 years? And if the answer is no to every one of those sections, then it would just be resubmitted as is. If there has been any major changes to how y'all have been doing things, then we would probably want to capture that.
Okay, I'm just kind of reading through it here.
Sure.
You guys have any questions on this?
So where are we in this whole process? I mean, we got the first grant. Now we're gonna redo it or extend it, but what the deal?
Where are we at with the whole AIP process? Is that the question?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I can answer that. That last meeting that we had earlier in October was to discuss the mitigation aspects that we needed for the airport improvement plan. That was the displaced threshold and the obstruction beacons.
Mhm.
So that's been incorporated into the new design. That new design has been submitted to the FAA and they're reviewing that now. So the next process is, once that is reviewed and approved, then the next step will be to communicate with DNRC on relocating that access. And that plan then goes in for grant. So we did have a meeting last week with the FAA on this whole process and kind of where they were at with it. And it sounded like, you know, around the end of the year or so, they'd have more information on where we were with the approval of the AIP.
okay, to get that extra stuff then you were just talking about, we have to sign this.
Yeah, this is the deadline right now. We need to get this back to them. That we're supposed to have that by the end of the month was the request. That's today. Very convenient meeting.
Quick,
so I entertain a motion that we sign this. The AIP grant oversight risk assessment.
Yeah, this is just to continue that process. They're basically just checking to see if the internal processes in the county have changed over the last 3 years. This is just part of that process. And I will also update you guys on the beacon. So we had that discussion that we lost the beacon a year ago. It blew over in a windstorm. We have a good plan to replace that fits into the whole airport improvement plan. So it's not something that would need to be redone when that work is done. Our engineering folks have put a grant together to submit to the state to get state funding for that. And I've also been speaking with your insurance adjuster on covering the additional portion of it. So kind of waiting to see what the state's going to fund to replace the beacon, and then the insurance company would pay the difference, is about where we're at right now. So we'll know in early Jan or mid-January what the state will fund, if any, and then I'll communicate that information to the insurance adjuster, and then he'll have that information. So there's a good chance that all of that cost of that beacon repair is going to be covered.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I'd say.
So about a year ago, we had, the architect or somebody came in, remember that? And no, to redo the whole airport, and they had a plan, and all of that. Where are we in that?
That's the plan that's being reviewed by the FAA right now. Those changes that we talked about earlier in the month were kind of the last changes for that improvement plan. And now it's back in the FAA's hands. They've been reviewing iterations of that. This is the final version of it. So once we have that final plan, then we go for the funding to see how much of that is going to be matched. Do you get that 90% match? And that's another thing that, I don't know if you want to bring that up in this meeting, or we can talk about it another time, but we do need to come up with some sort of a plan, unless you already have something in place for the other 10%, because the FAA would cover 90% of roughly a $4 million improvement project. So that leaves $400,000 that's going to have to be covered by either the county or a portion of that by the state. Or has any of that been discussed? I don't know where that discussion was left. And again, we can bring that up in the meeting. So,
I would think that the 10% can be discussed when the grant's approved. If we don't get the grant, why are we?
Well, we haven't approved the whole thing, have we, as a whole? I mean, this is just a little bit of it. But the whole reconstruction of the airport, we didn't approve that, did we? Yeah.
I think we just had them go ahead and figure out
What they needed.
what they needed and where we're sitting and what then would become that 10%, because I don't remember them bringing a figure to us or nothing. And I think we're just seeing that other grant studying and if they could even do it, right?
yeah, I think that's a good approach. I think that the best path forward here is let's get the AIP approved from the FAA, so we know what the rules are and what work would need to be done. And then there is a long-term plan here of, what would be done in 24, 25, 27, onward and onward. And the way that they craft that plan is what scores the highest, what has the best potential for the FAA to cover for improvements. And as that score goes down, that's when those projects come up later on in the development of the airport. So once we have that information back, I'll put together more of a presentation for y'all, and I'll show you where we're at and what the costs would be and how they can be covered, because there's also state funding available for this. So you most likely wouldn't be responsible for the entire 10%. I think there's other opportunities there.
Yeah, because otherwise, county coming up with 400,000 is gonna be not very likely.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
We don't have it. So I guess back to if somebody want to make a motion to move ahead with this, or what are you thinking?
I make a motion that we move ahead with grant oversight risk assessment, get it sent in.
I'll just say, I don't like to be hit with these kind of things on the day. So I got 15 minutes to read it. I like to think about things, but I will say.
Public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll go ahead and sign it and get it back, or do we send it, or how?
Go ahead and sign off on it, and then do you want me to email it back to you, Donovan?
Yeah, if you could just put Nathan on that as well, so then he'll send it back to the FAA.
Yep, I can do that. Sure.
And comment received. I'll endeavor to get stuff ahead of you guys well in advance in the future. I'm just trying to learn the ins and outs here. So
Yeah,
Okay, sounds good.
thank you.
all right, appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Did I say all in favor?
I don't remember.
Aye.
Yeah, that. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, cause there's a lot of questions on it, I don't, you know, and I don't know if they even got approved that.
Yeah.
The whole. That's something, we're just gonna get an update, but
The DNRC will be in here next week, and I think Donovan will be either here or via Zoom to discuss, because that is that state land, state lands that was in correspondence. That is that lands that the airport's looking at for that different road approach.
it'd be good if he can be on there too, because then he can answer some of the questions.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Who's coming in on the security review?
I believe, Sarah is gonna come in and talk to you guys, and Blaine had said this would be a closed session because it is discussing our security plans. But that's about all I got.
That.
Someone gets dressed up anyway.
Yeah.
All of the Dalmatians.
No, it's not gonna down.
No,
It
but
was a Dalmatian.
Oh, what?
Are you sure?
No, I said, was it?
Who was it?
No, what?
I thought you said who was that?
Who is that?
That's what I said. It's a Dalmatian. In costume.
Don't laugh at me.
Is there anything after the closed session?
There is an agreement to share our GIS data, which is pretty, we've done it before, it's pretty annual.
Okay.
There's the finalization of the resolution, where we're gonna have Mako represent the county before the Montana Supreme Court. That's the whole 95 mils thing. But that's just the second reading. The first reading was last week.
Guess very much to let them go ahead.
Yeah, so saying that we're going with the lower.
Yep, we're already going with the lower one. They passed that resolution last week, so this
Okay.
will be having the Montana Supreme Court or Mako
Right.
represent us,
Okay,
or their outside counsel represent us with the other counties before the Montana Supreme Court
okay.
to get
Maybe
it.
follow up on that one, and I'll.
This is
email
your
you
walk
the
by.
situation. Email.
There
Yeah.
she is.
Hi.
How do you do that? You look great. Thanks. Very cute.
That could be a whole list.
Are you guys going trick or treating later?
I am not. I am going to do 2 or 3 hours of work and I am going back to my bed.
Good seeing ya.
Good to see you too. So I think everybody else. is on the time card.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue who that was. Are you going out trick or treating?
Nope.
Did you do that this weekend?
No, I'm too old for that.
It's just as easy to go buy a bag of candy and have it at home.
Yeah.
Run around and freeze that.
I'd rather buy good candy than sweet Alex.
Well, Missoula is really pushing lots for candy and stuff. You know, they got some people that figure are gonna give kids edibles and stuff. It's in the, it's on the news this morning. I guess with all their homeless and everything, it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, already thank you.
That's all I can-
Yikes.
Have a good day.
See ya, you guys.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Go on.
All ready to
All right, we're back at 11 o'clock. It's a county. 10:45 courthouse security review. We just got done.
So now you're,
So now it's a closed session.
okay. Let me.
Okay, we're back on now and we're going into the electronic or electric power line easement. I just more on this. I'm just about, well, I'm pretty sure I'm not. It just seems like it gets more and more, just, I'm.
Well, we gotta put it off anyways. We gotta take-
Okay, because the electric, Northwestern Energy will not do an easement with the new verbiage. And the reason is I don't, if we want,
Well, I don't think Northwestern can tell the county what to do.
no, it's our easement. We're given the easement to Northwestern Energy. And we want this verbiage in there.
So we gotta put it off, talk to.
Yeah, talk to Blake.
So we'll put it on next week and talk to Blaine about it. Alrighty. Well, we'll go into the next one then. It's called the year agreement for GIS data.
This is Matt Pierce had talked to you guys about this a little bit last week. This is just the sharing of the data that he puts together.
I was just gonna mention that.
Oh, sorry.
I make a motion that we go ahead and let the here have our GIS data and up the price to the what you said, 685?
Yeah.
Instead of the 500.
In that second.
Public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried it out.
You
Do
you
have
signed
time?
that one, I think, yeah.
Uh,
I think so.
I didn't see no one. I'm
Quit throwing stuff away.
very good. Thanks.
Right here. By name, wait, just sign them there. Where's the guy? Oh, yes. Thank you.
So when they receive this, they will send the 685 and Matt will give them the data.
Alrighty. Well, we'll move into the resolution 2023-15. This is a Mako to represent the county regarding writ petition before the Supreme Court regarding statewide mills. Second reading and adoption. We have it in front of us. There's a resolution there. Just need a motion on it.
I'll move to approve resolution 2023-15.
I'll second it.
Public comment?
Oh.
Being none, all in favor?
He has a big one.
Motion carried fast. Was public that area 5, are they getting on? Or-
I emailed him and invited him to come into this, but I never heard a response, so I don't know.
I talked to. A little bit on this area 5, there's like 25. I don't think we should give them it all. I think we should keep 10 because Jackie's still doing a few things and then we can take the money out of that to pay her.
Did they request it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think, this is the stuff that we have still in, not the new stuff, but this is, I think we need to like give them 15 to keep 10, because there's still stuff we gotta pay for. And then we can use it as Jackie's wages too. I was hoping they might call in, so I better wait. Yeah. Are you emailing him or?
Oh, no, I was just
See if
typing
he's
it in it.
gonna get on.
So when did they request us to transfer the funds?
In your September 12th meeting, when you guys discussed passing off the program to them. You guys talked about the actual agreement and then you talked about the remaining.
I know we
funds.
did. I said, when did they request it?
Oh, he emailed and asked me what your decision ever was on that and if you were gonna pass them through and I told him I'd put it on your agenda.
Yeah, I should go ahead and put it on, and then I talked, you know, like Jackie, not like she said, you know, there's still stuff he does, so.
Yeah.
I think give him 15 and keep the 10 just in case. I mean, there's stuff keep popping up that, you know, that we've been doing area 5. So.
Well, if there's still stuff that Jackie's doing that we can charge out of Area 5, I don't think that we should transfer the funds that we have. They're getting going forward all the funds, correct?
Yeah, so.
I
you can
think
keep
that-
it all
What's in here was last fiscal
from
year.
years ago.
So I know we discussed it thinking that maybe we could do that, but if we're still using it, I don't think we can.
Totally up to you guys.
I know, I remember mentioning, hey, maybe we can transfer those, but if Jackie's still doing stuff for Area 5.
Cause there's still stuff coming up that we got paid for, so. Otherwise, where would we take it out? of? You know, then we have
Yeah.
to start over
Yeah.
and pull it from Gill or somewhere else, not, I guess easy till this is saying, but. We don't have the funds and certain stuff to pay for it, then we have to do a whole new resolution. So I don't keep.
So
it.
stating it, you would state these are prior funds we haven't from previous fiscal year that I don't think we should be, I know we discussed it, but if I think it should stay open and the money should stay in there just for any kind of need that would be an equivalent for an Area 5.
Cause I think the phone and stuff, if it's still, we gotta get that transferred, right?
There's like
There's
106.
a lot of little stuff until,
Yeah,
yeah, maybe just keep it all and then.
So in a nutshell, my famous thing, we're still expending out of Area 5 and so no.
So I guess we'll just make.
There's still-
We just say
Yeah.
no, it'd be
And how much is in there?
25.
26,000, I think.
Yeah, she told me yesterday, I think it's 25 to 26. I think we just keep it and. Down the line or pull it in there. Cause yeah, what if happens or something, they. Cancel, we still could do a little bit to get by just to help, so.
I'm gonna go look at the cash.
I think it's 26 or 26 something, 26. I think that one.
Okay, so. Area 5 has $2,694.
There's a bit,
Yeah, there's one Sarah gave me that I put in your packet.
I'm looking at the cash on hand is $2,694.
right here, this.
The one she gave me, yeah.
That's the budget.
Oh, that's what she gave me.
She gave you the budget power, which is 26,000.
That's what they're gonna.
We only have
Oh.
2,000 in the cash fund,
Oh,
so there isn't 26,000.
oh. I don't
That
know.
budget was put in case we needed to do it, and so we decided that Area 5 would go to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
So that budget's sitting there, but we only have $2,000 in there, so I think that we can't spend any more than that.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong thing that I changed.
That.
Right, and I got told that it was 26. like I
Yeah.
said.
That's the budget. We budgeted 26,000. on the anticipation of getting the Area 5 money.
Because she said there was money from years ago sitting in there that came to their 25, 26,000. I wonder if we should go back and ask her.
Who, Sarah?
Jack.
There's only 2,000.
No, I understand what you're saying. I just was one, I think we need to explain it to her, not Sarah, but Jackie, that there's not no.
No, what did
Right.
she know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just going by what they told me and that's how. Like,
There isn't-
what you're saying, the
Okay.
budget.
So there isn't any more money coming into Area 5 for us. It's going to the hospital.
What's this 35,000? It says budget and then with 35,000. Get down the road. I guess I'm like, that's so.
So it looks like we're in the negative. Because we paid. So we stopped. Are we still doing salaries? We're still paying salaries in Area 5.
We had salaries until the end of September.
Okay, so we're done.
Done with salaries, yeah, because the program ended at the last day of September, so the 30th.
Okay, so after all said and done. Because we didn't budget anything, and so we're in a negative 6,000.
Was she meaning that the new area pilot? No, she told me that they had money in there from years ago.
No, you don't,
That's why I don't know. Can we get her on? So she. can-
Yeah,
there could have been, there was a
Well, I
balance, but
believe you.
I'm just saying, there was a balance before, but we've spent it. I mean, you've got to look at cash on hand.
I know.
Before you
I
think.
just think that we should get her on so we can explain this to her, because there's no money in there, and that's why
There
I
is
thought
no-
we was getting out of there if I could put the forward.
So she was looking at this,
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, there is. If you want, no, there's no budget. There's only 2,000 left in there. And that. Needs just in case
Well,
there's
that's
any,
what I thought we talked like before, there was only gonna be 2 to 3,000, we're gonna keep that. And they get the new area 5 contract, they get that.
so
right?
years ago, there was
More,
carried over, but we've spent that.
yeah, that's all that mileage
Yeah.
and speed,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why that's one of the main reasons we was getting out, because we can't afford to do it. We're gonna have to start.
That makes
And that's
more
why he
sense,
gave
that
us-
seems like a lot of money.
He gave us that COVID money or the last, remember, he gave us like 7,500 last year, Joe.
Yeah.
Gilmore did, just to help cover,
Yeah.
but that was one time deal, so.
Yeah, there isn't any holding fund that carries over and is not spent. This is what cash
That's
is
online,
left.
she must be looking at the.
Just look at budget. It's not looking at
Must be
cash
just-
on hand.
I texted her. And emailed her. She might be busy though.
I'll give her a few minutes, I think we need to explain it, that there's not, it's only
Yeah.
$2,000, we better keep it, the funds still. Probably still coming in next month or something, and then whatever else. Can't.
So Rachel Johnson is still getting mileage. So we're all done by the end of September, right? Going
September
forward.
30th was the
And
last day.
so the hospital requested us send the cash balance remaining. Because we kind of said we would, there isn't enough to really
Me,
send.
it's a new contract, I'll just 20, whatever.
Yeah, and your next agenda item is the new contract. Which is a very, very big document. And you don't actually have to sign on it. I talked to Joe Gilboy and I sign it for you after you motion on it. In the computer, so. You don't have to physically sign it. after you motion on it, it's all DocuSign.
We blind with it then?
I can't remember. It's the same as the one we get every year, though.
Okay, so
I did
why are we
Jackie,
signing a contract with Area 5 when it's gonna go to the hospital?
because the funds come to us and we pass them through.
Remember when they had that little boy was on there, said they still have to come to us, but we can transfer. Okay, call the transfer to them.
So any funds going forward. Other than this $2,000, we're gonna transfer to the hospital.
Yes, and we're just doing it on a 1 year. 1 year at a time,
Yes.
Like a-
with the hospital
Okay,
is what your contract with the hospital
Okay.
says, is that we'll do it, we'll look at it on an annual basis.
Cause then we were talking like, you know, we was helping them get going, and they're not getting over themselves.
I did make Jackie look at that contract though, because she's used to reading the Area 5 contracts and explain some things to them.
okay, I get it. So I guess we're gonna have to make note of. Right now, the cash on hand and any future. Amounts coming in for this new contract will be going. To the hospital. But retaining the cash on hand, is that what we're doing? Right now,
I think we have, I mean, I think that was the
Yeah.
whole agreement.
And you've already motioned and signed your agreement with the hospital, so, and that's for the funding per the contract that you get annually, so that doesn't touch the cash on hand of balance at all.
Okay. any
And-
money going forward.
Yeah.
Right. We have to wait till 11:45 before we. Make a motion.
I think we can go ahead with like that possible transfer, but we're not gonna transfer none of
Okay.
the remaining funds, so we've all agreed on that.
So do we have to make a motion on that?
I think we better.
We did
I don't
already.
think we have, it's just
We're
our
not
saying,
anything.
no, we're not gonna transfer that, I don't know why we'd have to make a motion, but. Then we can move on to the next one, which you'll have to,
Did we make a motion on the transfer to?
I don't-
1.2?
I don't know that you have to make a motion unless you're going to.
Okay. So it's a discussion and decision, so there's no motion
the
made.
decision is we're keeping the two
We're keeping
thousand,
it.
no, yeah,
Okay.
the cash there. And then the next one is a contract that we'll have to make a motion on.
Mhm.
We'll go ahead and go into the contract of the public health contract with Area 5 aging, discussion and decision.
So we pretty much discussed the fact that. We are. The hospitals. And Area 5s. Go through. And so any money's coming in. With the Area 5 contract. Going forward,
Go right. to-
we will collect and send to. The hospital. So I make a motion that. We sign the public health contract with Area 5.
I second.
Public comment? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Mr. Carey. It's just that one spot, so I.
Yeah, and I'll sign it all. It's
Huh?
all on the computer. I just click a thing and it goes, sign.
Oh, okay. Old and crippled.
I don't know that Jackie was available to get on, but she texted me and that makes sense.
Oh, okay, so she misunderstood.
It's like, that's what I have you for.
Yeah, that's what I was. And I'm.
That's okay. We're all coming around. I heard back from Mackenzie McCarthy on that other thing you guys were talking about. You're gonna have to negotiate. You do.
That's how we want to. All right, well, we're gonna go off a little bit on a. Personnel matter.
Hold on one moment.
All right, we're back on now. We're on to the. Sick fund policy discussion decision. We have it in front of us, old and.
So I don't have a copy of it. The new one, is that the new one?
The one Blaine updated.
In it in your package, yeah.
One is highlighted with.
Okay, so Blaine updated it, and so the one I gave you is the old one. And so,
So this new one, the biggest change is number 3 on number E. Is that what we're going over? Is that?
so if you look at, yeah, if you look at E on the old one. There was a loophole. And. They got grants from department heads for. Sick leave. And they have to exhaust all sick leave before they can take sick leave from anybody else.
They have to use all theirs before they
Yes.
take some.
Yes,
And we've done
Yes.
this before where we've held.
well,
people out.
and they're
So why are we?
because it doesn't say that
Oh,
in,
I see. What you're saying.
it says no employee. It's the only thing it says is no employee is eligible to direct. Receive direct without department head. Approval of department head.
So it's pretty much just saying that we gotta get approval.
Well, see, what's happened is, and it's happened, and we have going forward, is that people have gotten. They received sick leave
From other people.
from other people before they exhausted their own sick leave. And it has to, E has to be the exact same as C, which says,
I think on some of that we just figured that we're gonna be off.
Yeah.
That's why we did it. We took, people were good enough to give to each other. So I
And-
guess this is just saying that. Now it's saying that they have to burn up their sick leave first before they can get anything.
Yeah.
and what, Sarah did the research and through Mako, they realized that. They made a mistake on
Yeah.
it too, so our canned document. We missed it and going forward.
And
it's-
they're gonna fix theirs.
And they're
They
gonna
were
fix
like,
theirs.
"Oh, thanks for
Okay,
bringing that to
yeah,
their
that's-
attention," and they're gonna fix theirs. And that's how our old policy was, and that's how everybody's
Yeah.
policy is. They just
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of missed it on
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. So, and it was a loophole where they were asking for sick leave and they hadn't exhausted.
What's
So-
that?
I would make a motion that. We update the Granite County Employee Sick Fund Policy. With in E, paragraph 3, making sure that anyone. Wanting sick leave grants from employees have to exhaust all their own.
Nice, second.
Hey.
Comment? Being none, all in favor?
Oh, here, I'll have one for you to sign without points highlights.
And highlight one. Okay.
Well, it's just the one, so it's easier to identify here. I'll give you that pass back. Blaine always gives me new ones to sign if I get to highlight.
Thanks for checking in with them. Alrighty, well, we're a little bit early, but we're gonna go ahead and go into this, responses to correspondence from September 15th, 2023 from Elena. Again, discussion in this stage.
I think we need to table this because Blaine isn't here, and I'd rather discuss it with the county attorney present.
I do too. I do too, I don't wanna say something. So we'll put it on for next week. When we have the county attorney here. Public comment on this?
Nobody's on.
Oh, that's yours.
Oh, no, there's one person on, but.
Yeah, we'll just table this when Blaine's here and have the county attorney, so if there's questions I want to ask him.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think on this we need to discuss just what we want. In detail. And put in a letter to. The law firm. Of Elena.
Right.
Guess we're done then, huh?
We entertain a motion, it's done for the day.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carry it back, done.